In every negotiation, whether you are buying a house, closing $1 million deal, or settling a domestic dispute, there is an invisible scoreboard. This scoreboard doesn't track money or facts or logic. It tracks need. The person who needs the deal the most has the least amount of power. The person who is most attached to the outcome is the one who will eventually blink, compromise, and settle for less. Most people enter a negotiation with their heart on their sleeve and their desperation in their eyes. They smell like the close, and in the world of high-stakes dominion, desperation is the smell of blood to a predator. Today, we are looking at the psychology of detachment. We are leveraging the Stoic principle of indifference to turn you into a master negotiator who wins because they truly, deeply, do not care if the deal collapses. This is how you negotiate from a position of total sovereignty. This is the Dominion Thesis. Section 1. The smell of need. The moment you decide that a specific outcome is necessary for your happiness or your success, you have become a slave to that outcome. Stoicism teaches us that the only things that are necessary are our virtue and our reason. Everything else, the contract, the property, the salary, is a preferred indifferent. In a negotiation, your opponent is constantly scanning you for need. They look for the way you lean forward. They listen for the speed of your voice. They watch how quickly you respond to their emails. When you need the deal, you become predictable. You become easy to manipulate through fear and scarcity. To gain dominion, you must perform a need eradication ritual before you walk into the room. Tell yourself, I have lived without this deal for my entire life. I can continue to live without it starting tomorrow. When you kill the need, you kill their leverage. Section 2. The power of the walkaway point. A negotiation only truly begins when one side is willing to walk away. If you cannot walk away, you are not negotiating. You are pleading. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. In negotiation, this means being willing to let a great deal die if the terms violate your sovereignty. Most people stay at the table too long because of sunk cost fallacy. Think about the time and money they've already invested. The man of dominion has no sunk costs. He only has the present moment. If the terms at this moment are not optimal, he leaves. This willingness to walk away creates a gravity around you. The other side feels your detachment. They realize that their threats of leaving have no power over you. Paradoxically, the less you care about the deal, the more the other side will chase you to close it. Section 3. The weapon of silence. In the vacuum of silence, the truth is revealed. Most negotiators are terrified of silence. They feel the need to fill the air with talk, justifications, and counteroffers. When you talk too much, you are leaking information and signaling anxiety. The Stoic negotiator uses silence as a tactical vacuum. When the other side makes an offer or asks a question, wait. Count to 5 in your head before responding. Often, if you simply remain silent after an offer is made, the other side will start negotiating against themselves. They will say, we can offer 10%. Well, maybe 15 if we can close today. Your silence is an inner citadel that they cannot penetrate. It forces them to confront their own discomfort. The man who can sit in silence for the longest is almost always the one who controls the room. Section 4. Decoupling ego from the result. Why is detachment so hard? Because our ego wants to win. We view a failed negotiation as a personal rejection or a sign of weakness. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, the cucumber is bitter? Then throw it out. There are brambles in the path? Then go around them. That is all you need to know. He didn't take the bitter cucumber personally. A no in a negotiation is just a data point. It is not an insult. When you decouple your ego from the result, you can make moves that others find impossible. You can be the fool to get what you want. You can be patient when others are rushing. You are playing a game of numbers and logic, while they are playing a game of pride and emotion. Because you don't care about looking like a winner, you end up actually being the winner. Section 5. The Amor Fati of the failed deal. The ultimate level of detachment is Amor Fati, loving whatever happens. Before the negotiation, you must genuinely believe that if the deal fails, it is actually for your benefit. Perhaps failed deal saves you from a toxic partnership you can't see yet. Perhaps the lost house would have had a leaking roof. When you love your fate, you enter the room with a predatory peace. You are not fighting against reality. You are flowing with it. This is the Dominion aura. It is a vibe of absolute certainty that you will be fine regardless of whether they sign the paper. When people feel that you don't need them, they will move mountains to be part of your world. Section 6. The scarcity of attention. Hustle culture tells you to be always on and highly responsive. Dominion tells you that your attention is the most valuable asset you own. In a negotiation, if you respond to every text within seconds, you are signaling that you have nothing better to do. You are signaling that this deal is the center of your universe. The Stoic negotiator is busy with his own life and his own virtue. Delay your responses. Don't be available for every quick call. By making your attention scarce, you increase its value. You are teaching the other side that your time is expensive. When you finally do speak, your words carry 10 times the weight because they were preceded by absence. Section 7. The view from above in the boardroom. When the tension in a negotiation gets high, when voices are raised or threats are made, zoom out. Practice the view from above. See the office building from the clouds. See the two tiny humans arguing over digits in a computer. See the millions of people who have negotiated similar deals over the last 3,000 years. This perspective kills the fight or flight response. It keeps your heart rate low and your prefrontal cortex online. While your opponent is sweating and stressed, you are calm, observing the situation as if you were watching a play. The person with the lowest heart rate in a negotiation usually walks away with the most money. Section 8. Conclusion. To negotiate like you don't care is not about being a jerk. It is about being a sovereign. It is the realization that your internal peace is worth more than any external contract. When you master the psychology of detachment, you stop being a victim of the market and start being its master. The 2026 crash will bring many desperate sellers to your door. They will be drowning in emotion and fear. If you have trained your mind in Stoic detachment, you will be the one who provides them a way out on your terms. Kill the need. Embrace the silence. Love the fate. Build your empire on the bedrock of your own indifference. This is the Dominion Thesis.